everybody. I am missing you so much. I can't believe this is happening to everybody with all these germs around, but I just wanted to let you know a couple of things that I am officially back as your teacher. So Miss Becky and I are still going to work together a bit, but starting this week and next week, really next week, I will be your teacher again. Yay! And so I am back and ready to work with you because even though we're not in school together all at the same time, we're still learning. We're always still learning. So I just want to let you know some of the things that we're going to start this week and next week. Every week, and this is for you, but also for your parents, every week I am going to try to send you a little video message to go over some of the things that we should be working on for that week. Okay, and I'll probably send it every Monday morning. That way you have it for the week. Okay, and so if you take a peek at it on Monday, that's great. If you don't get to look at it until Wednesday, that's okay too. But I'm going to try to send it to you either on Sunday or Monday morning. And you're going to get an email. And in that email, there's going to be some documents that keep everything in one spot. And it kind of gives you some opportunities for the week and some supports to help you in your learning. And so that will be coming to you very soon. One thing that I wanted to start either every week or maybe every other week, we'll see how it goes, is a class project. So because we're not all together, I would love to hear and see some of the things that we're doing when we're at home. So what you're going to see in the document that I send you is a link that you'll click on with maybe the help from your parents, and you will see a Google Slides presentation, okay? And so in that Google Slides presentation, you will find your name, okay? And you will get one slide, okay? Just one. And you will only write, or type, I should say, on your one slide. And so I will give you a question. So the very first slide is a question. And so this week's question is, what are some things that have made you smile since I've seen you last? So I haven't seen you in quite some time. And since you've been out of school here, what are a few things that have made you smile? Because it's kind of disappointing that we can't be in school together, but what are some good things that have made you smile? So I want to know that. That's the first thing I want to know. What are some things that have made you smile? Okay. And then you'll see underneath that first slide, the second slide is mine. So I told you about a few things that made me smile since I've seen you last. Okay. And so I want you to look at that, and you can put in pictures, you can change the colors, kind of anything you want. And then you can work on that all week long, okay? And it's just one slide. Then everybody can see what has made each other smile, and that should make us smile, okay? And then next week, I'll send you a new one, a new question, and you can work on that slide again. And you'll get really good at working on Google Slides too, which is an important skill when you go to third grade, because you'll do a lot of Genius hours and things like that. So I thought that would be kind of cool for us. So we'll try it this week, see how it goes, and then we'll revamp it if we need to, okay? You'll notice that I'm going to start reading you a chapter book every week. That's not true. I'm going to read you a chapter book and some chapters from it each week. And so we're going to start with that this week. So you'll see 2 videos of chapters 1 and 2 in an email also. So you can look for those and follow along. And I'll usually give you a question at the end of one of the chapters. And so you can listen to those throughout the week, and you can always listen to them in chunks, like a little bit of chapter 1, or you can listen to the whole thing, or you can listen to them more than once. And if you have the book at home, you might want to follow along. I'm not going to tell you what the book is. I'll reveal that in the first video of me reading to you, okay? Because I miss reading to you guys. And then you'll also see, I want to make sure that we're still thinking about leader and me language. So thinking when, and seeking first to understand, then to be understood. So I want to think about being proactive. Okay, so this week I wanted to focus on synergizing. Okay, synergizing, the motion is this, to synergize. Okay, and the reason I was thinking that we need to synergize is because we've been home a long time now with our families, our sisters, our brothers, our pets, our moms, our dads. We've been home for a while with them without any school that you're going to. And I think sometimes we need to remember how to work together. So synergizing means working together to accomplish something. So I want to think about that. I want you to think about that this week. I know I'm having to synergize with Charlotte and her schedule, with Hannah and her schedule, with Mr. Joe and his work schedule. We all have to work together to make it work and all get through our day. So I want you to think about that this week. So I included the video of synergizing for you. It's about 6 or 7 minutes long. And then there's also a little Google Slides presentation with an activity that you can do as a family if you have an opportunity to do that, that'll help you remember what it's like to work together, okay? So look for that. The last thing I want to go over is just, I want to remind you of what our schedule would look like if we were in school. So I want you to think back to when I taught you, way back in the olden days. It was in December and in January, okay? So I want you to think back to January. We had Christmas, we came back from Christmas break, and then we began our schedule, just like we always had. And we kind of had to get back into our schedule and our routine, and then I left and had the baby, right? And Miss Becky came in and kept your schedule going. Well, now it's almost like you've been on a break for a little while. You just had spring break, so I want to refresh your memories about what your schedule might look like even at home. Okay, so typically, this is for you and your parents. Typically, this is what our schedule would look like. You'd come in and you have morning work, right? So I'm thinking in the morning after you eat breakfast and get dressed and all of that, you should be doing some morning work because that's what gets our minds ready for the day, ready for learning. So in the email, I included some different ways that you might be able to do morning work. It could be as simple as looking up and writing down some jokes and putting them around your house and seeing if somebody else can find them and read them with you. Wouldn't that be so fun? Something to do in the morning just to get your minds going. It could be a couple of math problems or looking in books and finding all the words that have the OA vowel team, right? After that, we typically did math. So after your morning work, maybe that's the time where you either start a math game, you maybe do some fact practice with your fact triangles or flashcards, or you jump on Freckle. Okay, those would be some good things to do for math. Then we always went to special. So that's a good time. Maybe you go play some sort of game that would be good for gym, or you listen to some music, or you look up something on YouTube to help you draw. There's some great drawing accounts and do some art or some painting, okay? Those would be some great things. I'll even say computer lab is kind of a special. So maybe you get a little bit of computer time during that time to kind of free explore. That would be a good time to do that. Then after that, we usually did science and social studies. And so what you could do for that is maybe go on a nature walk, see things that you find outside. Next week, I'm going to give you some specific things that you can do for science and social studies because it's Earth Day coming up. And so we'll kind of talk about Earth Day a little bit. There's also virtual field trips. So field trips you can take online. Cool. And those field trips would be good to do during that time. Then it's typically lunch. So eat, relax, hang out, go to recess, right? That's what we would be doing next. When we come back from lunch, we always did reading workshop, right? You met me on the back carpet. You knew what to do. I read you a book. We talked for a little bit. Then you broke out into your reading stations. That would be a great time to hop on Lexia or Raz Kids to just read books, right? You just read, like independent reading time. You could go on Scholastic News and read those articles and answer the questions. Those are right on your login cards, okay? Or I sent your families a new link. It's called Vooks, Vooks. Instead of books, it's Vooks. And that has a book with questions that go with it, okay? And so you're able to kind of look at that. So try that. It has books with questions. They'll read it to you and then give you some questions to answer. So that should be kind of that reading chunk of time, and it should be a good chunk in your afternoon. Then we always went to recess. So take another break, do something fun, do something active, do a Go Noodle, okay? And then at the end of the day, we came back from recess and did writing workshop. This month of April is letter writing. And I want you to really think about writing letters to people. We're not able to see people like we are so used to. And so writing letters, sending them in the mail, or going for a walk and dropping them in their mailbox, so fun. We've been pen pals with a few of my family members, sending them pictures back and forth from Charlotte. It's been so fun to see what they're doing and to get some mail. And so I want you to practice your letter writing skills, and I put some links up that will help you to do that and have a nice letter writing format. And there's even a recipe for invisible ink. Sounds so fun. Okay, so those are kind of the things we're working on this week. I'm going to try to send you a video every week or so explaining some things, and also an email to your parents every week kind of laying out what kinds of things you could be doing that week. Do the best that you can. Don't stress out. It's going to be great, because I want you to remember, even at home, to be a leader, to be a learner, and be kind. See you guys in a bit.